Today we are going to look at a beautiful question from our audience which says how to decide whether an action is moral or immoral. How to decide whether what I'm about to do is moral or immoral. This is such a fantastic question because there are so many instances where we want to do something but we are not sure whether it is the right thing to do. Sometimes somebody has made us angry because they insulted us and we want to hurt them back. And so we aren't sure if my action, which is I'm not picking up their phone calls or whatever I'm doing, I'm being rude to them, is that the right thing to do? Sometimes we are attracted towards certain people when we shouldn't be. For example, somebody is married and they are attracted to other persons, which I come across a lot when I talk to my audience. And is that a moral thing to do or not? Especially, we say it's two consenting adults. So what is moral or immoral about it? Then sometimes we have certain desires, even in our personal lives, whether it is sexual desires or drug addictions or what have you. And there is a question, the concern we have is whether this is moral or immoral. And usually the explanation we give ourselves is, if this does not hurt anybody, then it must be okay. If it does not bother anyone, then why should I be worried? And that's what we are to look at carefully, because it's not about the consequence of the action always. It's not about whether this hurts somebody or no, because you never know who it might hurt if whatever you're doing comes out into the open. If your personal life is revealed to your parents or to your spouse or to your children, you may not be very happy with that. You may be extremely embarrassed. You may be filled with guilt. You may have nowhere to turn and so on. So if certain things are understood or known, they can absolutely hurt somebody. And you don't know if they are going to come out, which means you cannot be sure if it would not hurt somebody in the future. So can we decide whether an action is right or wrong without looking at the consequences? In and of itself, is an action right or wrong? Is there a way to decide that? And I believe there is. By looking at your action carefully and asking yourself this question, which is, if every single person in the world, if they were put in the similar situation as I am in, if they did the exact same thing that I'm about to do now, would that make a world which I would love to live in? Okay, very carefully. Look at this. This is called the categorical imperative from Immanuel Kant. He's a philosopher who came up with this concept. It's an absolutely beautiful concept if you think about it. Categorical, the word categorical basically means without looking at the consequences. Can I look at the action itself while I'm taking it and ask myself, if my children grow up and take the same action in such situations, if my wife or my husband would do the same thing in this situation, if my parents would act the exact same way, if my political leaders would act the same way, if every single person in society were to do the same thing, such as stealing or such as certain sexual activities, such as drug addictions, such as infidelity, anything that it would be, if everybody in the world would do this, would that create a good world or would that create a horrible, terrifying world? And if the answer is the latter, then you know that what you're about to do is an immoral action. That doesn't mean you go on guilt tripping yourself or feel sorry for yourself. It just means you can choose to act differently. It means you can change the course of your life. It means you can concentrate, bring all your energy towards yourself inwards, and become fully aware of what you're about to do and understand that what I'm about to do is fundamentally wrong, fundamentally incorrect. This is why I should not take this action. And I want to take a moral action, a sane action, a healthy action. Make sense? So if you like these ideas, follow the YouTube page because we are going to answer one question every day as much as we can. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching and leave your questions in the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.